All right, folks, we'll start with the public hearing. I'll read the public notice. Notice is hereby given that pursuant to Municipal Home Rule Law, Section 20, Subdivision 5, a public hearing will be held by the Town Board of the Town of Wheatfield in the Town Auditorium at 2800 Church Road, North Tonawanda, New York, 14120 on July 1st, 2019, 7 p.m. to consider enacting the following proposed local law. Local Law Number 4, 2019, a local law amending Chapter 41 of the Code of the Town of Wheatfield entitled Terms of Office to extend the term of Town Supervisor. Summary. The proposed local law seeks to revise the Wheatfield Town Code, Chapter 41, Section 41-2, to amend the length of the term of office from 2 years to 4 years for the Town Supervisor and supersede New York State Town Law Section 24, 24A, and 85 to the extent necessary, if approved by town voters for the term beginning January 1st, 2020. This local law shall be subject to a mandatory referendum, and this is a summary of the proposed local law, a full copy of which is on file with the town clerk's office and is available for inspection during regular town business hours. At said public hearing, any person interested shall be given the opportunity to be heard.
Thanks, Matt. Anyone that would like to make any statements, please come forward, and when you do, come to the microphone and identify yourself by your name, please. And anyone that would like to speak. Sure. Carl?
Mr. Supervisor, ladies and gentlemen of the Town Board, my name is Carl Calabrese. I live at 15 Forest Lake Drive. I've been a resident of this fine town for the last 13 years. Prior to that, I was a resident of the town of Tonawanda for just about my entire adult life, where not only was I raised and educated, but I had the honor to serve on the Town Board for some 15 years. I was elected to the Town Board as a councilman in 1985. I became the Town Supervisor in 1993 and served to the year 2000, and then became Deputy County Executive in Erie County. So I have a 20-year record of local government experience, and I wanted to talk a little bit about this proposal tonight. Prior to being elected to the Town Board in 1985, our town had a 2-year term for the Town Supervisor, and in 1983 moved to change that to a 4-year term. And that proposal was put before the voters of the town of Tonawanda, and it passed with over 80% of the vote. And so I lived my tenure as Town Supervisor with a 4-year term. And I want to speak about the benefits and advantages of a 4-year term. You know, we often hear people complain that there's just too much politics in government. Why do we have to have so much politics? Why is everything so supercharged politically? I think a 2-year term kind of adds to that, because it seems that no sooner than you're elected, then you're in political mode, you're in re-election mode, and that changes the way you look at things as an office holder. I speak for myself now. I think that one of the real downsides of a 2-year term, besides just the political mode, is I think it's a detriment and it's a constraint to being innovative and creative. We all know that political season is often referred to as silly season. Things that are offered to the public in an election year tend to become politically supercharged, very emotional, and I found it not to be the best time to introduce innovative concepts. And I was very aggressive in changing town government. We consolidated major departments. We eliminated the receiver of taxes position, created a public referendum, and we introduced an employee innovation program, a lot of things like that. And I was very comfortable doing that in my first, second, or third year, because I knew that by the time the political year, the 4th year came around, we'd have real results of those programs. Not talking points, not hypotheticals, not what-ifs, but real results. Now, if it didn't work, I was more than willing to accept those consequences. But at least we went into an election year facing an opposition party whose job it is to oppose with real facts and not speculation. So I felt very comfortable using that first, second, and even at least the first half of the third year in making innovative proposals. If you've only got 1 year before you're in political season, at least for me anyways, I would have been probably much more reluctant to put forward some really different and innovative proposals changing the structure of town government. but I was comfortable doing it, and as I say, I think it worked in favor of good government, it worked in favor of innovative government, it worked in favor of creative government, and it certainly does not make an elected official any less accountable, or a town board any less accountable. So I think it's a good idea. As I say, I lived with it for my whole tenure as a town board member, and it worked better as a 4-year term, both for my predecessors in the supervisor's office and for myself, and I think it will work here in the town of Wheatfield as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carl. Anyone else who would like to speak? Is this related to the supervisor's position, Jay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you come down to the microphone, please?
You can hear me all, can't you?
Can everyone hear?
My legs are bad. You don't want to tumble now. I would like to agree, confirm, and otherwise support Mr. Calabrese and what he said. I'm from Burwell, but some of y'all know me from the job. That's a good thing. But I would like to support Mr. Calabrese's move. And I think it would be good for business to have continuity and knowledge that we're doing this first couple of years, carry over to conduct a good report for the townspeople. So,
Thank you. Anyone else? I just have a letter of my feelings related to the supervisor's position. Be patient with me as I read it. I am approaching the completion of my first term and second year as supervisor, and it has been an extremely busy time. I'm very fortunate to be surrounded by qualified people. Ed Mongold, our budget director, does an extremely efficient job, and without his ability and experience, I would be lost. We also have the highest quality of department heads, including our town clerk. They have many years of experience and are very qualified at what they do. Our town board is made up of seasoned veterans that always consider the best for our community, and I value their input. Matt Brooks, our attorney, confers with me on a regular basis related to all legal matters and HR matters. The public hearing is not about me. It's what's best for the town of Wheatfield residents. I've been very fortunate to go unopposed once again and greatly appreciate the support from all. I'm also fortunate to have 40 years working with the town in various departments, including many years as building inspector. This experience with the town gave me a start when beginning my first term as supervisor. I can't imagine that a new, inexperienced supervisor could accomplish anything with a 2-year term, especially when he has to start campaigning at the end of that first year. We all recognize the wheels of government turn slowly, and most projects take time to develop and follow through to completion. A good example of this is our town's efforts to convert our street lighting to LED lighting. Our board has been working on this project for approximately 2 years. As the town continues to grow, the responsibilities of the supervisor also grow. These responsibilities are numerous and diverse, dealing with residents on a daily basis, addressing town business every day, and more issues too numerous to even mention. In my experience, I spent a great portion of the first term learning the various policies and procedures of the town government and establishing a solid working relationship with our town board and county and local officials. Therefore, the town board and I agree that extending the term to a 4-year term will allow myself and future supervisors to be more focused and to give the town of Wheatfield residents a more productive and efficient town government. Thank you. Anyone else? Move to close the public hearing.